All right, so my next film is another war-type film, 12 Strong, which is based on a true story. It tells the story of the first Special Forces team deployed to Afghanistan after 9/11 under the leadership of a new captain, Chris Hemsworth. And the team must work together with an Afghan warlord to take down the Taliban. Now, in this movie, like I said, Chris Hemsworth, he's playing a army captain who has never fought an actual war before. He's done a lot of training simulations, but never actually has actually ever fought on a real battlefield.
I mean, we hope.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. We hope that. And he's been, when 9/11 happens, he sees it on television like most people did, and he's like, okay, I need to do something. I need to step up. And he goes and is like, okay, what do you want me to do? I'm here. I want my team. Let's go over there. Let's do it. And at first, there's a little resistance. They said, hey, you're going to get bumped up to a staff position. You're not going to do that anymore. And then that's when Michael Shannon comes in with him and his crazy eyes. And, he comes in, who, he plays Chief Warrant Officer. Let's see, what's his name here? He plays Chief Warrant Officer. What's his name? Carl Spencer. And he's a person that's like, he's about to retire. And he's like, hey, I quit my retirement. Let's put him back on the team and let's go over there and let's, bring, have a fight that's going to be our first response in response to 9/11. And it's one of those, it's produced by Jerry Bruckheimer. I believe also did 13 Hours. Did that come out during January as well?
13 Hours.
The
I
big,
don't remember.
The Bengali.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just don't know if it did come out then.
Okay, yeah, it did.
Yeah,
it
it did? Okay.
Yeah, okay, it came out January 12th. And, it's the America, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, let's go for America. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? It's one of them.
Right, oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of them type of movies, which can be good. I mean, if you're in that mood for it, and we've had a string of them. I've watched like Lone Survivor. If you ever seen that,
I have.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's as brutal or as visceral as something like Lone Survivor.
Lone Survivor was very stomach churning.
Yeah, I mean that gets.
They did not shy away from violence.
Yeah, I mean that got bad, quick,
real fast.
Yeah. So I mean, it's another type of situation here. There's a lot of battle scenes in the movie. I mean, as far as the team of soldiers that Chris Hemsworth is leading, you don't really. I mean, they're kind of interchangeable except for a few faces because like some of these people are recognizable actors. Like you have Michael Pena.
Yeah, he's pretty much Michael Pena in everything.
Yeah, and he's Michael Pena in this. I mean, kind of the guy's cracking jokes. He's kind of that. You have Trevante Rhodes, who was in Moonlight. He was the lead in that movie. So I was like, oh, hey.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, great, man.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, hey, dude. Hey, black guy, getting some work. Okay, hey, man, good for you, man. Yeah. Rob Riggle, he's in this movie. He's not part of the team itself. He's a commander that's sending them over there. He's not actually part of the team. And there's, like I said, there's only a few recognizable faces in the team, but then everybody else is pretty interchangeable. Most of them are white guys with beards, so they're all kind of like. Honestly, they could have swapped out actors mid-scene, and I couldn't tell the difference. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference because they're all they're all dirty. They're all wearing beards. I'm like, yeah, I can't tell between most of you guys. I'll be honest with you. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. But I mean, where the stuff really gets good for me, besides the battle scenes, I think is between Chris Hemsworth and when he's talking to the Afghan warlord who they have to team up with because he knows the terrain like nobody else. Like he can, help them on their mission. When they're actually sitting down and when they're talking together, that's great because they're both trying to feel each other out. And it's like a boxing match. They're both leaders. They have their own men to protect and to lead. and they have to, kind of figure that out. Like, okay, are you on my side? Are you not on my side? And try to measure and square each other up. And because Naveed Nagaben, he plays General Abdul Rashid Dassim, who's actually currently the vice president of Afghanistan. And so they're both trying to square each other up, feed each other out, and see, okay, what type of personality am I dealing with here, which is very interesting and very fascinating to watch. And I think some of that is the best scenes in the movie. And a lot of the battle scenes are pretty good. There's a lot in the movie, so if that's what you're really into, you're going to get a lot of it. It's a bit repetitive for me a little bit, but it's still, I think, fun to watch. I think that the villain of the movie, because you see like a main villain of the Taliban who they're going against, he's basically like Scar from The Lion King. I mean, he all he really does is just look mean and snarl. Like, he doesn't really. I mean, you see him do one evil act where he shoots a woman in the head in front of her children, which is brutal. I mean, don't get me wrong, but most of the movie, like, you see him, he's on the battlefield just looking mean, and I understand you have to have the face of the Taliban. So you can have somebody like, yeah, kill that guy, fuck that guy up, to me, a real, face for you to root against. But like I said, I mean, he ain't nothing special. He doesn't do nothing special. He's just some basic villain. I I understand why he got casted, because he looks evil as a motherfucker. I mean, you know what I mean? I understand why you got the guy. But he doesn't really do anything. So I understand why you have to have that character there. But I mean, if it's a fun type of movie in that sense, having this kind of basic villain plus the action scenes. So I think you will get a kick out of that. You will enjoy that if that's just your type of thing. Also, for a lot of these battle scenes to be going on, not a lot of these American guys get hit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's bullets flying all over the place, yet they may have, one get hit in the shoulder, or maybe one gets hit in, like, the leg or something, but, scraped across the head, but nobody's actually, there's no real damage or bullets that's really hit them, and I'm like, okay, I mean, I guess, if this is based on a true story, then I guess if that happened, but I mean, whenever a movie says based on a true story, you got to put an asterisk next to it, because maybe 80% of this is probably bullshit, so you never know. But it was enjoyable for that sense. I thought, still, I think, a good time, and I give it a tune in. I wasn't rolling my eyes at all at it. I wasn't like, groaning at it. I thought it was good for what it is and what it's trying to deliver. America hoo-ah type film, and it accomplishes that and does that pretty well. So I give it a tune in for that. Hello, thanks for checking out our content. If you liked it, let us know, and if you didn't, let us know that as well. If you want to see more content, we post every Saturday on SoundCloud and YouTube at The Afternoon Tune. You can also find us through various social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all one word, at The Afternoon Tune. And if you don't deal with any of that social media stuff, you can also find us through our email at theafternoontune@gmail.com. And don't forget to always stay tuned.